this, I'm going to show you how to draw a three-dimensional room. You will need your piece of paper, a pencil, a straight edge. I found this paint stick since I don't have a ruler nearby, or you could also use just another piece of paper. You're going to draw a diagonal line from one corner to the other, and then you're going to do the same thing to the other side. Draw lightly though, because you will be erasing many of these lines. Pause the video at any time if you are drawing along. This should create a big X across your paper. Now I'm going to draw a rectangle, and I'm going to line it up with that X, making sure that each corner of my rectangle is touching part of that X. This is going to be the back wall of my three-dimensional room. So you can even see mine is not perfect. I had to erase a couple of things and redo some of these lines. I'm gonna erase part of this X, but I'm gonna leave a little tiny X where it crisscrosses right in the center of my back wall. I'm keeping that little X or that little dot right in the center where that X crisscrossed because that's my vanishing point. If you've ever drawn something in using one-point perspective before, the vanishing point is a very important little dot that most of our lines will go towards. I'm just quickly writing down all the things I'm going to put inside my room. The first thing I'm going to include in my room is a window, and the top and the bottom of my window should be a diagonal line that goes towards the vanishing point. So I'm using my ruler again, and I'm drawing very lightly. It looks like a triangle right now, but remember we will be erasing many of these lines. I'm going to use my ruler and make a vertical line at the end where my window stops. And then I'm going to use my ruler to decide how big I want my window to be. I'm just moving it to the side, and then another vertical line stops that window from going on towards the vanishing point. Now comes the erasing. So you see that my window is drawn in perspective. It looks like one side of it is going farther away because it's deeper or farther in my room. For my table, I'm going to have a pretty low table because I like to work while sitting on the floor. And I'm just going to start by drawing the back end of my table using the vanishing point to draw the sides of my table. So I'm lining up my ruler, my straight edge, and I'm just drawing that diagonal line. And then to stop my table from going forward, I'm going to draw another horizontal line. So right now it looks like a carpet on the ground, but I can give the sides or the front of my table a long rectangle, and that creates a three-dimensional shape. And now I'm just going to add little rectangles on the bottom for legs. I'm going to start sketching a figure of a person sitting, me of course for my picture, sitting at the table working on some art. Now for some details. I'm going to add another little shelf over here on the side of the room just to show you how you would use that vanishing point again. So I'm going to start with a rectangle shape, which is the side of my shelving unit. Then I'm taking this corner using my ruler and lining it up with the vanishing point. I'm not going to draw the lines all the way to the vanishing point because I know I'm going to have to erase some of it. So I'm just going to draw it however long I want my little shelf to be. Now to end my shelf, I'm going to line up my ruler with one side of that rectangle and just pull it back so it's the same angle, which is a vertical line. Same thing for the top of my shelf. I'm lining it up with the top of that rectangle, pulling my ruler up forward until I want my shelf to end, and then I'm making a horizontal line and erasing any extra lines like this wall line that goes through my shelf. I'm thinking about every shelf, and I know that I'm going to need the vanishing point. I'm also thinking about how deep I can look into the shelf, and so I'm making sure my ruler is connecting all of these lines so that they make sense. Time for some more details. Now I'm going to add a door. Again, I'm going to need to use my vanishing point. So I'm putting my ruler, lining my ruler and my pencil up with that vanishing point. I don't want to be erasing a lot of lines, so I'm just going to draw that diagonal line to however far I want my door to go. And then to end the door, I'm just going to make a vertical line, straight up and down line. And that looks like a door shape with some added details. For the picture frames that I'm adding to my back wall, I will not need to line them up with the vanishing point. Time for finishing touches. I'm going to be tracing with a black marker and then coloring it in with crayons. And here's my finished artwork. I hope that you enjoyed this demonstration, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you create.